and I am thrilled today to have our local sports celebrity who has played with the Braves, Damian Moss, with me today. Welcome to the show, Damian.
Thanks for having me.
Now, I don't know if there's anybody left in Lawrence County that doesn't know who our local sports hero is, Damian Moss, but Damian, give us a little bit of your history in sports and how you got to be with the Braves.
I originally grew up in Australia. You know, there's scouts everywhere in the world, and I signed with the Braves at age 16. Never pitched a day in my life, and they turned me into a pitcher. And then I worked through the minor league system there, got to the big leagues, got hurt in 1998, and then didn't get back till 2001. Pitched in the big leagues with Atlanta 2001, 2002, and then got traded to San Francisco for Russell Ortiz.
That's an amazing story. How did you recover? You know, because a lot of big sports personalities, when they get hurt, you never hear from them again. But you recovered and you came back, didn't you?
Yeah, it's a long process. You know, I did my rehab at Bass Rehab. You know, that's where I met my wife, and you know, they were great. And you know, it was a long process, and they were there to help me every step of the way. Yeah,
Emily is from a large family here in Lawrence County, the Basses, and they have certainly adopted Damian and brought him right in, and he's fit in great in our county and our community. And he also is going to be having a baseball camp this summer, or all the time?
Well, I did some camps this summer, you know, teamed up with the FCA to do some camps there, and then we're doing a baseball softball instructional camp on November 4th and 5th, and it's going to be a camp out. So that Friday night, you know, we can come, you can camp out. We'll set up tent. You set up your tents in the outfield of the varsity baseball field, and then all day Saturday, I think we'll get done about 1:30. We're going to do like a parent-child, you know, instructional camp to where, you know, we're not only teaching the children the correct ways to play baseball and softball, but we're also teaching the parents. So they, you know, they're the ones that, you know, coach their kids, and we want to try and teach them the correct fundamentals.
I think that is a brilliant idea because everybody in this area of the state loves scouting and camping out. So you're basically taking two of our favorite pastimes, camping out and baseball, and putting them together in one event.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be a lot of fun.
I think it's a great idea. And also to teach the parents is very important because they're with the children and can practice with them during the week.
Yeah, I mean, I do some lessons, and you know, you get these kids and you spend a little bit of time with them as far as trying to teach them the correct fundamentals, but you know, if we can get to the parents also and teach them the correct fundamentals, then it makes a transition a little bit easier for these kids, and it might help them get a step ahead.
I think it's a brilliant idea. How young of a child are you taking this weekend?
It doesn't matter. I mean, there's no age limit. I mean, it's one of those things. It's more of a bonding thing, you know, for parents and their kids on top of, you know, and then just putting the softball and baseball aspect to it.
So what is the top age limit for this group?
I mean, we really don't have an age limit set on this one. You know, my camps in the summer, we had a cutoff, I think it was at 7, but for this one, it's really, you know, there really isn't an age group. I mean, probably some of the older kids aren't going to come because they really don't want to hang out with their parents that much, but you know, it'll be cool, you know, to see some 3, 4, 5-year-old kids out there running around. It'll be fun.
Well, and you really can't start them too soon. I heard you say you signed at age 16.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize that. So when did you actually start playing baseball?
I started playing, I was a late bloomer. I started playing probably when I was 7.
And that's a late bloomer, 7.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, it was one of those things where, you know, growing up in Australia, baseball wasn't a very big sport.
Mm-hmm.
But our soccer coach wanted to keep us together in the summer, and he played baseball, so we started playing t-ball. And then as soon as I started playing it, I loved it. I fell in love with it and started playing all year round at age 13.
Well, now, for a parent who thinks they have the next big baseball star, what age should you get out in the yard? And I guess you could almost roll a baseball to a child, but what age do you think a parent should buy a baseball for their child?
I just think it varies. I mean, you know, just play with your kids. I mean, it's one of those things where, you know, you want to try and develop hand-eye coordination as early as possible. You know, that's one of the big things as far as pretty much any sport. But I think, you know, trying to hit a baseball or hitting a softball is probably one of the hardest things in the world to do. You know, and if you can get them at a young age to where they're learning that hand-eye coordination, it's a great way to start it.
And one thing that I think is great, and I know you have a lot of girls in your family, when I was growing up, I think I was the last year that girls could not play Little League softball or baseball in my hometown of Wrightsville, Georgia. And I lived on a dead-end street with 7 guys. I could play ball as well as any of them, and I was not allowed to go play Little League when they all went. But that's all changed now.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think it's changed now. You know, my 7-year-old twins, they're playing travel ball softball now. This is their first year, and this is their first taste of it. And we held a tournament out at Trinity this past weekend, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mentioned that the U8, we have a new team called the SWAT team.
Yeah.
Are they on that team?
Yes.
And they really enjoy it,
Yeah,
don't
I
they?
mean, they had a blast. I mean, we played a team from Dodge, a team from Hawkinsville, a team from Warner Robins, and you get to meet new people, make new friends, and the girls had a good time.
Well, I'm glad that girls are now allowed to play baseball. That's a big step forward. So tell us what we need to know if they want to come out this weekend for the Camp Out Baseball, which is 2 wonderful things together. Who's doing it? You are.
I'm doing it, and Trinity's allowing us to use their facilities, which I'm very appreciative of. Coach Grooms, who's the head varsity baseball coach, is helping me, and Coach Meadows, who's the head varsity softball coach out there, they're helping me with this thing, and it's going to be a cool thing. I mean, just having kids, interact with their parents, and I think it's going to be exciting.
Well, how do they find you? How do they register? Do they call you or go online? Or?
They can call me, or they can go to my website or email me. I don't know if you want me to give you some information.
If you'll leave me this, I'll put it up on our Facebook page.
Yeah.
But tell us right now, on the air, how can they get in touch with you? Do you have a phone number?
Yeah, they can call me at 478-998-1266.
And it starts what time and ends what time?
The registration starts on Friday, November 4th at 5 o'clock.
At Trinity.
At Trinity, the baseball softball complex. And it'll end on Saturday, probably around 1:30.